morning. Good morning. It doesn't technically say we're live yet, but I've learned a little bit about this thing. Sometimes it's going already. So, welcome to Thursday. It is actually Thursday. It is April 9th. There's been some confusion about the day of the week and the date. So, that's when it is. And we are here for our Thursday flow. So Tanya put up I'm tired and I can't think of words, a survey. And it looked like people liked a 45-minute class, a little more than an hour. It's hard to do this one in 45 minutes, but we're going to be between 45 minutes and an hour, so I'll keep it a little shorter. We're still going to take the same pattern of flow, workshop, flow, end. So if you need to, cut out and come back, that's fine too. I get it. It's so hard to work and practice from home. Most of us have kids, jobs. It's a lot to juggle. So I will be here as long as I need to be here because it's taped. So I'll give you guys another few minutes to kind of show up and be here. 9:30. I hope you got outside a bit yesterday. It was so lovely, and it's sunny today. It's a little cooler, but it's still beautiful. So get out, take a walk, sit, breathe, garden, do all those things. That stuff's really important, and it's probably more important now than it was. It's important to stay logged in. It's so easy to get into this pattern of, well, I don't go to work, and I don't take my kids to school, and I don't do all the normal things I used to do, and so I just sleep until 8, 9. And then I get up and stay in my pajamas and watch TV, watch Netflix. Get out. Be you. All that stuff is coming back. And when you're ready, let's start on your backs today. If you like child's pose, start in child's pose. Morning. And soften your belly. First, soften your belly, soften your rib cage. Put a hand on your belly and a hand up a little bit higher on your chest. And start trying to breathe just into your soft belly, not into your chest cavity. That I didn't think was possible, but it turns out it is. So don't let your rib cage move. When you take those inhales, push them way down as deep as you can into your belly. And then as you exhale, let that fall away. Take a few breaths right like that. So when we breathe deeply into the belly in that way, it sends the signal to your brain that everything is good. It's a very calming breath. It's stimulating the right places that make you feel calm and safe and secure. It doesn't mean everything is fine, and it doesn't mean that things aren't crazy. It means you're giving your brain what it needs to feel those things. That's important. Good morning, Fatia. Move out of that, just taking a natural breath. When you start to feel amped, if you feel amped throughout the day, get into the habit of checking in every few minutes, not every few minutes, every couple of hours, every 2-3 hours. And if you need to take some of those deep, long breaths, go ahead and take them. I'm going to start my playlist. It's so weird to do this in my basement with this, everybody starting their own playlist, but I'm starting mine now quietly. You won't be able to hear mine, but if you've got it, you can use it. If you want to flow to your own, that's fine too. And while we're here on your belly or on your back, hand on the belly and hand on the heart, set an intention. What's today's need? When we get into thinking too far ahead, we start to get nervous about what's coming, and if we think too much in the past, we miss the things that were. This right now is a really good practice for staying in the moment, being present here to this breath, to this day, to this minute. Maybe that's what your intention is to stay here and to not go too far into the future and not look back and just be in this one. Living this day to its fullest for what it can be. And start to lift the pelvic floor and the navel. So we think about having that whole midsection lifted up and engaged. Still breathing deeply, but now it's in the rib cage. So we pull the air in and we squeeze it out. And begin to add your throat restriction. So we're moving right into an Ujjayi breath without adding movement. We don't always do it that way, and sometimes it's harder that way, and it's less natural feeling. Do it anyway. And then hug your knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. Open the arms in T, and as you exhale, drop your knees to the right side. Try to keep both shoulders down on the mat. Take an inhale, bring the knees through center. Maybe take a breath right in the middle. And then exhale, drop the knees to the other side. What happens to your breath when you twist it? We twist physically, we can notice a definite change. When we twist mentally or emotionally, we get that same restriction in the chest. We just don't notice it as much. Inhale, the knees come back through center. Give them a squeeze again. Rock and roll your way up to hands and knees. No particular rush to get there. When you get to your hands and knees, it's some cats and some cows. Inhales to look up, drop the belly. Exhales, rounding in, looking toward the navel. Keeping that long breath. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out, nose to nose, adding all the bandhas into that breath so it's engaged and strong. Give yourself maybe 5 more breaths, doing whatever you need to do. We'll eventually meet up in downward facing dog. When you get to your dog, walk it out. We can bend the right knee, we can bend the left. Spread your fingers out. Those index fingers point forward. Your chest draws back towards your knees. Sits bones draw up toward the ceiling. Give yourself 5 breaths here. Probably getting close to your last one. And then on an inhale, we'll soften. And on your exhale, step your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold and hang. You can grab opposite elbows or you can let the arms dangle. You can sway side to side. Take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out the mouth. And then on an inhale, ripple all the way up. Bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to turn to face you so you can kind of see what I'm doing. If you can. Looks like my head is cut off. All right. You're going to inhale and lift the arms up. I'll move the camera in a second. And you're going to make a big circle, drawing down on the right. So big circle down. When you get to the bottom of your exhale, you're at the bottom of your circle. And then you come up that left side. And then you're going to take that the other way, going down on the left and coming up on the right. And I'm going to move this so my head isn't cut off. There. Should do it. So take that to each side, and then you come back through the center. And we're here. Open the arms in cactus and lift your chest. Take a standing back bend. As you exhale, we're going to fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. As you exhale, take your left foot, step it to the back and come down to your shin. Inhale into your kneeling crescent. Bring the arms up. Engage your glutes, engage your legs. As you exhale, we'll bring both hands down inside that front foot. You can stay here. You can walk yourself to the left and kind of open up the side body. We can stay in the center and take that right hand and press the right knee away if we want to get into that hip flexor. Got a lot of options there, right? And then I'm going to take my left foot. I'm going to pull it off of the mat to the left. And as I inhale, I move into a supported side plank. So my right foot steps down at the back and my right arm comes up overhead. And I'm pressing down with my left knee to really lift my hips up. And as I exhale, I'll bring that hand down. And I've got both knees down. I could take a knees, chest, chin, or a half vinyasa from my knees, or I can go up to the toes and roll through. Take that on the left. So collect your breath between sides. Maybe that takes a breath or two in downward facing dog. And then inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lift. Exhale, big circle on the right. Inhale up the left. Exhale, big circle left. Inhale up on the right. Standing back bend. I went through that fast. You don't have to keep up with me, but I'm trying to cue and move. Exhale, fold it in. Sometimes it gets a little bit tricky. On an inhale, it's going to be a halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, and this time that right foot steps to the back, down to the shin, and lift. Same engagement. So this is a very active pose, even though it looks restful. Exhale, the hands come down, and you can walk, looking around to that right foot. You can be back through center. You can press the knee in. You pick. Right? And then from here, right foot pulls off to the right, left foot steps to the back, and the left arm comes up. Supported side plank, and I'm really going to push in with my knee to get my hips as high as I can. Bring the hand down, the knees come down, maybe the toes do, and we take a half vinyasa. So you can keep taking that flow supported, or we can take a full expression of crescent and work from there. And so I'm going to do that this time. You guys are welcome to do whatever you want. On your inhale, soften the knees and float, or exhale to step all the way to the front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Rise up, hands to heart. So the front is the same. We lift up. Big circle right, up on the left, Big circle to the left, up on the right. Take that open chest, standing back bend, exhale, fold it in. We're on the right side, so we inhale halfway up. And as we exhale, that left foot steps to the back. Stay on the ball of it if you're taking your full expression and lift up. Think about getting your hips square. So if you need to bring your hands here and feeling where square is, that's fine. As you exhale, bring both hands down inside the front foot. If you're here, try to get your right shoulder underneath the right elbow and open up. And if you're there, fine. You don't have to be able to do all the things. When you're ready, the left hand plants and that right foot comes back on top, and we're in that full expression of our side plank. Same thing though, instead of pushing down with my knee, because my knee's not down, I want to push down with my left foot. So as I push down with my left foot and my hips come up, I can flatten my left foot into the mat. That's where you kind of want to get your side plank to be able to go. Then take a half vinyasa. You don't have to do it that way all the time, but you want to have the option. That's a lot of hip strength, and it's good to develop. Inhale, soften, and float, or exhale to step to the front. Half lift and fold. Rise up, hands to heart. Inhale to lift. We've got those big circles down on one side, up on the other, down on the other, and up. Standing back bend at the top. Fold it in. Halfway up. Plant the hands, right foot steps back, lift up, full crescent, take a few breaths. Sinking your lunge, squaring your hips. And then the hands come down. From here, left arm comes underneath. We make the wings. If the bind is there, we can bind. And then there's a side plank, so we'll take that right hand down, and the left foot comes up on top. And same thing, I want to see if I can push in and get my right foot to plant down. I don't have to stay there. That doesn't have to be the expression I take. Just see what you can do. Half vinyasa. So we're going to take it again. You can take it supported, or you can take it on the ball of your foot. It's either one. They're both really good. Inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step to the front. Half lift and fold. Rise up. Hands to heart. Inhale to lift. Big circle right, big circle left. Standing back bend, fold it in. Halfway up. Step the left foot back, crescent. Bringing the hands down. Opening up or doing what you're doing. Give yourself a few breaths to play. And then it's a side plank. Half vinyasa. We'll be on the left. So inhale, softening the knees and float, or exhale to step to the front. Halfway up and fold. Rise up. Hands to heart. Lift up. Both sides, big circle. Down on the other. Open the chest. And then fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, right foot steps to the back. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, the hands come down. Do what you're doing. Eventually a side plank. And a half vinyasa. One more time. On your own. I'm out. Do the parts you remember. Add the rest in. Make it up. When you finish, child's pose. There's no rush to get there. Let your breath come back to control. Let your mind come back to quiet. Give yourself about 10 breaths. It's not too many. It might not be enough. We are going to work on flying pigeon. Some of you have flying pigeon, so you'll just get to practice flying pigeon. Some of you have sort of like halfway flying pigeon. Some of you don't know what flying pigeon is. So either way, it's still good to workshop things that you know how to do, because there might be a way that you can make it better or stronger or different. I've learned a lot workshopping things that I thought I already knew very well. So when you're ready, come up to hands and knees, take a few cats and a few cows. And then it's going to eventually be downward facing dog. No rush to get there. Ground back in to make sure you're lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the navel. We're going to inhale to soften, and we're going to make our way to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold in, sink the hips, Utkatasana. Inhale to lift the arms. Pull your tailbone straight down, pull the weight back into the heels, and lift your chest. As you exhale, bring the hands in prayer and prayer twist. You're going to hook that left elbow on the right knee. Now make sure your knees are even and one isn't inching out in front of the other one. Inhale through center, exhale, prayer twist to the other side. And then on an inhale, back through center. So for those of you working with your side crow, it's right there. As you exhale, straighten the knees, fold it in. From here, flex your left foot. So your toes come up, right? Keep it flexed so the muscles in the shin are active. Take your left peace fingers, grab the big toe, right hand comes to the waist, and as you inhale, pull that leg out in front of you. Exhale, cross it over. Gentleman squat. Okay? So this is where I want to workshop you. And this is just going to be built into our flow. For the first thing I need to be able to do is get my hands down. So if I'm here and this is all I've got here, then my first step isn't actually lifting. My hips have to come down enough that my hands can reasonably plant. So for some of you, the first step to workshopping your flying pigeon is getting this chest down toward your leg and pulling yourself in. So you might grab the ankle and pull in here. And if we're low enough and we can get the hands to plant, we want the same hands as we would use in a handstand where we're active through the fingertips and the palms are big, right? And then I need a bend in my elbows so I can rest my shin across them. And I need to take this foot, so I'll turn this way so you can see it. This foot right here, and pull it around my tricep. So this has to flex as hard as I can. And that is what is going to keep me stable enough that I can send my other leg back out behind me. So if you are having that problem, where you can't get your leg to go out straight, it's usually because you're not flexing this foot. If that's soft, there's no way, as soon as I pull it, I'm going to fall. Right? So play with that. It's coming down, wrapping the toe, and then the leg can go out. And then take it on the other side. So it's the same. It might feel different. We cross over, bring the hands down, wrap that foot, flex it, and then the leg goes out. There's a lot of strength in pulling that leg straight out. It's back, it's hip. The first step is making sure you connect that foot. And also there's like a mental mapping part. It's hard to flex that foot and then extend your leg. Your brain has to build that program in. So keep at it. So take it to both sides. And then inhale halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back, take your half vinyasa or push back to downward facing dog. So if you have a flying pigeon, figure out, like I have a flying pigeon, but I can still do work with it and still make it stronger. You always have that. If you don't have it, there's plenty of stuff to play with. And if you want to add something else in or skip that altogether, it'll be fine. So, all right, we're back in downward facing dog. Inhale to soften, exhale to step to the front. Halfway up, fold in, Utkatasana, prayer twist. Inhale, center. Prayer twist to the other side. Inhale to lift. Straighten the knees, fold it in, flex that left foot again, pull it up. As you exhale, cross it over. Gentleman squat, temple dancer. So this is right where we were playing, right? You can bring your hands down and you can send that right leg straight behind you. Or you can play with whatever version you're playing with. From here, we're going to inhale right back to where we were with that leg straight out. And then I'm going to exhale to tip over, keeping the bind as long as I can, making my way to an airplane. As I exhale, I'm going to step my foot down at the back of the mat. And I'm going to inhale warrior A. So in a warrior A, your hips square to the front, we engage the glutes and we lift up. Exhale, warrior B, roll the shoulders back. Take an inhale, pull that left hand back. Exhale, pull the right arm forward. Inhale, left back. So it's not a big movement. Exhale, forward. It's kind of like a little scissor back and forth action with the obliques. And then we inhale, reverse. And we exhale, straighten the knee, bring the left hand down, revolve, triangle, look up, pull your right hip back, lunge in, lift up to your revolved half moon. So I want to have a horizontal line with my body, right? My hand is nowhere near my mat. If my hand's down here, I don't actually get the same vertical line. You know, if I'm here, or that same horizontal line. Exhale, standing splits. Those of you playing with your handstand, that's where it goes. Take a few hops. Take a half vinyasa. And then it's the left. So we inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step. Fold in, sink the hips. Utkatasana. Prayer twist right. Center. Left. Center. Straighten the knees, fold. This time we're going to flex the right foot. Grab the big toe with the right peace fingers. Keep the foot flexed, left hand to the waist. Lift it up. Cross it over. Gentleman squat. Bring the hands down. Hook your foot. And then left leg comes out. So your hip flexor has to be able to do that. If you're having trouble, if you've got the foot hooked and that leg is still not coming out, just keep working at it. That muscle is going to strengthen with work, right? And when we're ready, on an inhale, we come right back to that Ujjayi Hastasana A. Tip over. Airplane. Land the foot at the back, warrior A. Square it up. So it's a little harder sometimes to find square when we step back into it that way. But it's there. Exhale, warrior B. Roll the shoulders back by flipping the palms up. Flip the palms back over. Pull back. Fourth. So this gets a little bit into the obliques, and it gets the muscles in the rib cage and in the middle of your back as we move back and forth. And then the next inhale is a reverse. And then it's a revolve triangle. Straighten the knee. Left hand comes up and we pull the left hip back. We lunge in and we lift up for that revolved half moon. Both hands come down, standing splits. You know where to go from here. You can stay in standing splits. You can take a handstand. You can just float your feet back. Half vinyasa. Come back to your breath. We're going to do that again. So you don't have to add flying pigeon in every time. It's a hard pose. So if you want to take it a couple times and then you skip it, that's fine. You do you. It's always there. You want to add it in every time, that's cool too. Inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step. Half lift, sink the hips, chair. Prayer twist to each side. Straighten the knees, fold it in, left foot flex, comes up, left foot crosses over, gentleman squat, play. When you're ready, lift the toe back up, exhale, tip over. Airplane, stepping it back, inhale, warrior A, warrior B, pull back, and forth. And the next time we inhale, it's that reverse 2-hour revolve triangle. If this is way too intense for you, you can be in your dragonfly twist. That's fine too. Lunge in. Revolved half moon. Standing splits. And then a half vinyasa. From your downward facing dog, it's an inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step, half lift, sink the hips. Utkatasana, prayer twist. You can add in, you can take out. Every pose is a suggestion. Hold it in, flex the right foot, bring it up. Cross it over. When you're ready, it's back to that letter A. Tip over, send it back. Step it down. Warrior A. Warrior B. Tip back and forth. And then eventually reverse, revolve triangle, or dragonfly twist. Revolved half moon. Standing splits. To a half vinyasa. Handstand, hitch kick. Whatever you want to do. Take a few breaths. Lifting the pelvic floor and the navel and locking down the midsection and listening for your raspy ocean sounds on your exhales. Inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step to the front. Half lift and fold, sink the hips, chair. Take 2 prayer twists, 1 to each side. Straighten the knees and fold it in. Flex your foot. Grab that left big toe. Cross it over. So you decide, do you want to fly? Do you want to bring your hands down and grab your ankle so you can really press your chest into your leg? Because that's a good prep too, and it's a nice hip opener. And it's not easy. And then maybe we can drop the hips down lower. Oh crap, that's awful. So sometimes those balance poses are actually easier than the alternatives to them. On an inhale, extend that left leg out in front. Exhale, tip over, inhale, airplane. Exhale, step it down to the back, lift up. Warrior A, opening up warrior B. Zigzag back and forth. And then a reverse. Straighten the knee, the left hand comes down. Revolve triangle. Lunge in, revolved half moon. Tip over, standing split. Float, step it back. Half vinyasa. And then it'll be the left side. So we'll inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step to the front. Halfway up, fold in, lift. Prayer twist to each side. Fold it in, flex the right foot. Grab the right big toe. Lift it out, cross it over. Do whatever you did on side A. And then we're going to lift it out in front. And we're going to tip over. It's an airplane. Stepping it back, warrior A, warrior B, back and forth. Inhale, reverse. Revolved triangle. Lunging in, revolved half moon. Standing split. Half vinyasa. Back to your breath. Take it one time on your own. Just do the part you want to do. Leave the rest out. Inhale to soften and float. Exhale to step halfway up. Fold in. All right. I'm going to stop talking now. You just do you. If I was teaching this one in class, I know everybody's sort of totally different. When you finish, you're going to come down to hands and knees, and there's no rush. You've got time. We're going to lift that right arm up and we're going to thread the needle. So eventually you're going to come down to that right shoulder being down and the left arm out overhead. Because that upper back area did a lot of work. I'm going to time it. Okay, there we go. And if you've been on this side for a bit, that left hand is going to press in, your right arm is going to lift up. And you're going to make a big, slow circle moving to the front as you exhale, inhaling up the back. And then take it back the other way. Exhale that back and inhale up. And if you haven't been in your thread the needle for very long, you can stay. Give yourself a few extra breaths. And then we're going to move into that threaded needle on the left. So that left arm comes up and we thread that through between that right arm and the body. Come down to the left shoulder. Your right arm can come out overhead. It can wrap around your back. And opening up that back, that upper mid back. So you might want to reach the arm out. Come up onto the fingertips. You can start to walk your hand back behind you and then bend the elbow. All kinds of things you can do. About 3 more breaths. And then that right hand will press in. The left arm is going to lift up, and we're going to make that big circle going forward. Inhaling up the back. And then we'll take it the other way. Bring both hands down. Shift your hips to one side. Swing your legs around to the other. Roll down onto your back. Plant your feet behind your sits bones. For bridge, the hands come next to the hips. For wheel, the hands come next to the ears. You can do either. We're going to do a few, so you can do them both. If you're coming into bridge, you're going to keep those hands next to your hips. You want your feet not out too far, right? I'm not trying to angle the knees toward each other. My knees are straight up, my feet are straight down. And then I lift up and I'm going to shimmy my shoulders under me. Maybe my hands can come together. And I'm going to push my thigh bones forward. And as I push in, my back lifts. So it's not like we can do this one, right? And it's kind of soft and sort of easy. And then I can push forward and I can really get a nice arch. That's what we're looking for in bridge. Exhale, we lower it down. Take a breath. So you can go back to that same lift, or we can bring the hands next to the ears. And we can inhale and lift into wheel. And if we're lifting into wheel, we're trying to straighten the elbows, and we're trying to push the chest forward, right? So not so much back here, although a lot of us start here, but we want to eventually end up more here. And then we'll exhale to lower down. We'll take a round of breath lowered. And you can lift into either one last time, whenever you're ready. It'll be an inhale to lift up. The shoulders can shimmy together. You can bring your hands next to the ears, lift for wheel. And then we're going to exhale to lower it down. Hug your knees in and give them a squeeze. And a gentle rock side to side. Then we extend the legs up, flex your feet. Hands next to the hips. You can stay in candlestick, or we can move into shoulder stand. If we want shoulder stand, we bring the feet overhead. We again shimmy those shoulders under us.
We can bring the hands together just like we did, and we can lift the legs up. Now, if we need the hands at the small of the back for support, we can do that too. But make sure you're working with those shoulders right under you. So we're trying to make a vertical line. We're not trying to be back here, right? Give yourself 10 breaths. And then on an exhale, the knees are going to come toward the forehead. The toes can touch down. And then we're going to roll our way back to candlestick, one vertebrae at a time. And from our candlestick, we move to fish pose. As the legs lower, we lift up. Tip the crown of the head back. Exhale to lower yourself all the way down. Let the arms come next to you, palms up. The legs are long on your mat. Take an inhale, deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Take as many cleansing breaths as you need. And then take your well-earned Shavasana. Enjoying all the peace that you have created on your mat today.
And bring your attention back to your breath. Waking the body. Wiggling fingers, toes, ankles and wrists.
When you're ready, the arms get long overhead. Deep breath in. Open your mouth, let it go.
Hug your knees in.
Gentle squeeze. Maybe your nose curls up to meet them.
And then rock yourself up to your seat at the front of your mat. Hands at heart center and bowing. Grateful for this breath and this moment. And for one another. Inhale to lift your chins. Let that gratitude shine out on all the steps you take today, even the hard ones. That place in me of light and love so gratefully bows before itself, shining ever so brightly from every one of you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, post them. I'll get back to you. If you want me to watch what you're doing, send a little video. There's been a lot of help offered, not just from me, but from other people too. So it's been a nice way for everybody to workshop some of these weird poses on our own. If you want to see anything, you have any questions at all, or you're bored, you know where to find us. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Namaste, my friends.